Well, and so like that's the whole point. Like when it comes to innovation of like technology in the industry, beyond even our own conversation, there are so many systems, so many buildings that need to be tracked and covered and inspected and maintained. That I mean, using technology from the early 20th century just isn't feasible anymore. Like it's outdated. It's just not. Like we can't keep up with this. It's more work than a guy with the wrench could do on his own.
Yeah, and it's not even that those services, the sprinkler fitters, the pipe fitters, all of those are still going to be very needed. Like that is
totally necessary.
So necessary. But we've got to look at ways of innovating inspections to free up their time. Like I talk with fire sprinkler guys all the time, and they're like, yeah, I'm busy out the wazoo just doing quarterly and annuals and semi-annuals and all this stuff. I don't know how I'm supposed to get to all this other work that's cumbersome. And so, well, how do we innovate in our facilities?
Right.
And this is where, you know, you have your Siemens, you have your Johnson Controls, your Minimax, your Honeywells, all these people pushing out IoT for fire sprinkler systems, which is the remote inspections. How do we gather and use data? How do we, I mean, you can do this stuff from your phone, some of them.
Right.
Which is amazing.
It's awesome.
And we've got to look at how do we leverage the technology side to allow us or allow you guys to have more efficiencies within your facility.
Right. It's all about multiplying effort. We're not saying that we shouldn't have all the hard work that's being done presently. We're saying that we can work smarter. And do and implement changes in our facilities that just make it so much easier to track all of the different things that need to be tracked. Because they do need to be tracked. You need all of your quarterlies, your annuals, your 5 years, your 3 years. Like all of these various things need to be done. It is compliance. That compliance is based on safety. That we're aiming at making safer and better buildings. So it needs to be done, but we're getting to this critical mass point right now where like it just can't be done the way that it has been done. We need to innovate. That's the whole point. Innovation is to make our work easier and more efficient at every turn.
And I mean, there's so much to be done because I think something I've heard from other people is, well, if there's so many systems, maybe we just need to pull back on like our safety. No,
that's the wrong direction.
That's completely backwards. We need to innovate to meet the demands of the market, to meet the demands of safety. Because at the end of the day, that's why we're doing this. Like we're in this because of the lives we've saved, of the lives that we can save, and make sure that those buildings and the assets in those buildings are safe too. And so we have to grow. I mean, if you look at, so we were out back in Illinois, we're now in Indiana, but we were talking with people there, and we're talking about this. They were like, "Wow, this is so innovative and all this stuff." He's like, well, man, I feel like you guys have to have, you know, a lot of good things, but a lot of pushback at the same time. I was like, yeah, you know what? Like I recently had a guy say, you know, visual inspections are the best and only way that we can do this. And I said, I mean, sure, you can totally say that and think that. I mean, sure, but you know, did we say that when email came out? Like, no, I'm going to write a letter to my guy that's in New York and make sure that it gets there. Well, you know, there's a more efficient way of doing that, and that's the advent of the internet. Like the internet allowed for us to now all be connected. Like we have our mindsets, and this is going to be, that's a little further in the conversation, but all this stuff has allowed us now to be more efficient in our communication.
Or would you rather use a socket wrench or an impact drill? Like I would rather use an impact drill. I'm not trying to like, no matter what I'm doing, I want a device to do more of the heavy lifting for me. I'm willing to do the hard work, but I would rather be efficient than be burly and do it the old fashioned way, you know, like, and that's where we're at. We're at this point where it's not even a question of like, should I do it the cool new way or the old tried and true way? It's like, we just can't keep doing it the same way. We're gonna miss out on stuff. We're gonna fail to get everything done. Because there's more work to do if you do it the old school way than you can do in a year.